I think we've had a good spring training as far as the work goes. I've seen a lot of things that the staff has wanted to get accomplished. Certainly the general attitude's been good, encouraging signs from the pitching staff.
We've got competition that's going on in camp, and we've got probably 3 or 4 different options and combinations that we could fill that out with.
As we get a little bit more narrowed in on what our final position player group looks like, start to see lineups that will look a little more like it might opening day.
There's still 8 days to compete here for the group that we've talked about at length.
And I think anybody who's in big league camp at this point, this late in the spring, has a chance to make the team. There's nobody that isn't somehow in the mix. There's still 2-3 spots up for competition.
It's the middle of February in Southwest Florida. Spring training 2013 is in full swing. At Fenway South, drills and conditioning dominate the morning hours for the 60 players in Major League camp. And a renewed focus has emerged within the Red Sox organization.
You know, obviously that desire of not wanting to fail anymore. Didn't really like what happened last year as far as me and the way I pitched, and you know, it's solely on me. It's not on anybody but myself.
Voices of the past have rejoined the club to help right the ship.
I take an interest in each guy, and I care about them, and want to be sure that they're put in a position to succeed, and along the way, that we deal with the challenges head on. And I know, that being said, with the number of new players we've got in here, I've got to earn their respect too.
Sometimes the few games that I stopped to watch at Fenway, it was painful to see that the chemistry wasn't there, that the team wasn't doing what they were supposed to. I was trying to be optimistic about the team playing together all year. That never happened.
That's all behind them. They got new faces, new people, new manager, great coaching staff.
Following 2 weeks of workouts, the Red Sox head to the main diamond inside JetBlue Park for the start of the Grapefruit League season.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to beautiful JetBlue Park, the spring training home of your Boston Red Sox.
Game action is a time for infielders to fine-tune their accuracy, hitters to regain timing, and pitchers to rebuild arm strength. For team leaders and established role players, it's a chance to prepare for a 162-game season. For prospects and non-roster invitees, it's a chance to show their abilities at the major league level and possibly prove they should crack the roster to start the season. As cuts loom just around the corner, the month of March will determine which 25 men travel to New York for the 2013 season opener on April 1st. The pitching staff of a baseball team is essential to winning, from the ace of the rotation right through the back end of the bullpen. As spring training games begin, fans see new players throw for the first time. They see how injuries have healed. And they see if returning hurlers will stay true to form.
This is what our owners put the team together for, is to go out and have some quality outings during spring, just to give everybody a little confidence. And you know, watching Johnny and Demp, it's, you know, they're out there, they're focused, they know what they need to do, and obviously they're out there working on stuff too because it's spring. But everything looks good. Lack looks good. Looks like the ball's coming out of his hand free and easy also. So it's definitely good to see.
There's clearly a purpose to the work and going out into games, taking certain things into the game, or whether it be pace, the aggressiveness within the strike zone for the most part. The general purpose to the work is we were seeing early in camp, but now seeing it taken into games. So the pitching overall has been pretty encouraging.
Spring training also provides a glimpse at the organization's depth. Knuckleballer Stephen Wright is a pitcher the Red Sox hold in high regard.
If you look at the bigger picture, he's in the early stages of trying to perfect this pitch, and one that's an imperfect pitch. We have every intention of having him be a starting pitcher, and his time will come where he'll be able to set the tone inside a given game, but for right now, he's getting exposure here.
Two days after a rough start, Wright works on his unique pitch with someone who knows it best, legendary Red Sox knuckleballer Tim Wakefield.
Well, then it's a feel with your fingers of taking the spin off of it better. That's it right there. There you go. Don't lean out there too far. Keep your head inside your front foot, but like get your arm out past your face. His misses still have a lot of movement on it. There you go. Wow. Don't lean out. You're over here. All right. Your curveball should be still out in front of your face. Don't lean over to try to make it curve or to make it spin. Spin it with your hand. Yes. There you go. Perfect. There you go. See how you fell? You fell towards him. You didn't fall this way and then try to regroup. Perfect. That's good. That's really good. I want all your momentum going towards him. And so your misses are still going to be in the strike zone. And even your misfires had good movement to them. You know, I mean, you spun one probably 2 or 3 revolutions forward and he missed it. That tells you that you're in the right position. You miss one over here like this, now you got the slider spin and you don't get those back. Yeah, exactly.
It's good, brother. Bueno. Looks good. That sounds better than stationary.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime. Oh man, come on.
Dude, that feels a million times better.
Yeah.
Easier.
It's easy.
That makes sense. Yeah.
When you're throwing it right, it's easy.
A few days later, the next round of roster cuts are made. Wright learns he is among 5 players who are being sent to minor league camp.
We've reassigned 5 guys here this morning. Hassan, Hazelbaker, Hamilton, and Linares, along with Stephen Wright. With games beginning tomorrow on the minor league side for those individuals to get ready for their own seasons respectively. And more than anything, it's that time in camp. You know, as we mentioned to Stephen on the way out, he's in the right place. He's in an organization that embraces the knuckleball pitcher, yet he's still a work in progress.
As the number of players in big league camp shrinks, the decisions on the makeup of the 2013 roster become tougher. A unique aspect of this year's spring training schedule is the 2013 World Baseball Classic. After just a week of games, select players from around the league leave their respective spring complexes to play for their home countries at the WBC. Before the tournament officially starts, the Puerto Rican national team visits JetBlue Park for an exhibition game against the Sox. Outfielder Shane Victorino is set to participate in the WBC, representing the United States of America.
Got my fashion designer behind me, you know, making sure I look good.
Hands right there. Yeah, I know. You've got a coordinator.
After advancing through the first round, Team USA moves on to Miami, located only 2 hours east of Fort Myers, to play the Dominican Republic.
Yeah. He jumped in on you, didn't he? Oh, you're after him? Sorry. I thought he was last. I apologize. I thought you were last. My bad. I thought Willie was last. Sorry. boy. No pop. Little man hit it.
Victorino and Team USA go on to lose to the Dominicans to set up an elimination game with Puerto Rico the following day. Back in Lee County, a troubling development has risen with slugger David Ortiz. His ailing Achilles has not healed as quickly as the team had hoped, and his opening day availability is in question.
Well, opening day was my goal, you know, and you guys heard me talking about it when I first got here. I was feeling good, and I was approaching things the way I was being told. But right now, opening day seems like it's not the case. The case is get me healthy.
You know, we're by no means at a point of saying this is who our DH is going to be, or this is who else is going to be on the roster, but those conversations are happening more in earnest. We envision it as being a little bit of a rotation, so we haven't pinpointed one guy. We don't have another David Ortiz.
With David's heel keeping him out, the team must think about other designated hitter options for the season opener.
Hey, so are you in there today?
Yeah, DH spot.
That's solid play.
I know, right?
Man, they watch this fool come into games but never start one.
Yeah. Just playing that backup role, you know?
If Ortiz begins the season on the disabled list, an additional opening day roster spot is up for grabs.
You know, they have, on their roster, they have a number of options thanks to, you know, they can certainly slide guys like Napoli or like Gomes into the DH spot. They could carry both Mike Karp and Lyle Overbay to start the season, in which case you have a rotation that would probably run involving first baseman, left fielders, and the DH spot. Let's say that David Ortiz is on the DL to open the season, and then they decide, okay, Johnny Gomes is going to spend more time, you know, DH, in which case, you know, then you could potentially have an everyday role for Jackie Bradley Jr. in the major leagues.
22-year-old Jackie Bradley Jr. continues to impress in the field and at the plate, and is making a hard push to break camp with the team. Other injuries have also opened doors. Shortstop Stephen Drew is sidelined with concussion symptoms, which has given Jose Iglesias more playing time. A great defender, Iglesias has a lot to prove with his bat. He hit just .118 in the majors last year, but is off to a solid start this spring.
The adjustments he's made at the plate in the offseason really freed up his swing, and there's aggressiveness in there. And I think more than anything, by just being a little bit more upright in the box, it's allowed him to see the ball more consistently, as he's described. He's hitting with some confidence.
Entering the spring, the Red Sox bullpen looked to be an area of strength. A deep collection of arms foreshadowed some tough decisions ahead. But injuries to left-handers Craig Breslow and Franklin Morales have delayed their progress, thus limiting options at this point in camp.
It looks like Breslow and Morales will probably be a little bit slow out of the gate, and our hope was that we had enough depth of good arms that by opening day we'll have a lot of good options in the pen. So,
meanwhile, more roster moves are made, this time with an eye towards the future. Promising pitchers Ruby De La Rosa and Alan Webster, as well as young catcher Christian Vasquez, are reassigned. All three performed well with the big leaguers, but cuts at this time of year are routine, as the young players will see more regular game action in minor league camp. 48 players remain on the major league side as the process of determining the opening day roster moves forward. Following a loss to Puerto Rico in Miami, Team USA is eliminated from the 2013 World Baseball Classic. Shane Victorino is back in Red Sox camp the very next day.
Being in games that meant something. was always great. Not saying that spring training games don't mean anything, but, for that part that, there was something on the line. We definitely played at a different intensity. But, I like to keep that here, keep that intensity going. I told John today that, whatever he fits, I'm ready to go. If he wants to play every day, I'm ready to play every day from now till, the end of the season.
For St. Patrick's Day, the Red Sox and JetBlue Park turn Kelly green. John Lester is on the bump for the big league team.
Today he did everything right, 3 pitches for a strike, got in on lefties, then ran that cutter away, and 6 perfect, and they didn't even really barrel any balls. He looked awesome.
Johnny Gomes has a 3-hit game in the Red Sox St. Patrick's Day win. Signed to play left field, Gomes proves he could fill the DH spot if need be. As camp rolls on, the chatter surrounding Jackie Bradley Jr. intensifies. The outfielder's at-bats over the last week show he is major league ready. But it is still unknown if he will break camp on the major league roster.
And now the man who has really been the story of the spring for the Red Sox, Jackie Bradley Jr.
They have challenged him against left-handed starters. They have challenged him to put him in right field into center field. And today they're challenging him with batting third against the Yankees. There are places where they do this to say either sink or swim, and he's swimming at every challenge.
Bradley with a base hit up the middle.
And the kid we opened the game with right there, Jackie Bradley Jr., as far as will he make the Red Sox roster, on-base percentage here in spring training over 500.
It's hard to ignore what he's done this spring, and every time something like that happens, yeah, it's a next step, and it's one less thing he has to prove, and been fun to watch. Well, we haven't made any decisions. We've got spots still up for competition. I think anybody who's in big league camp at this point, this late in the spring, has a chance to make the team.
More moves are made later in the day, but still no surprises. Right-handers Oscar Villarreal and Chris Carpenter are among 4 pitchers reassigned. 10 days before opening day, the big league roster now sits at 42. On the eve of a long season, Red Sox players find time to unwind at spring training. John Lester spends a rare day off on a Southwest Florida fishing trip.
Yeah. I hadn't seen him yet though. Ooh, that's a big red. Oh, he's coming. Come on. Where are you at? I'm gonna get right here next to this boat, and he's gonna take off again. This son of a gun hit that like a ton of bricks. God almighty.
Back at the ballpark, the Red Sox have reached the final week of Grapefruit League action, and there are still several roster questions to be answered.
There's playing time to be won or had, and there's a number of guys here fighting for that, fighting for a spot, fighting for playing time. And we'll just have to see how it plays out over the next 10 days.
Jackie Bradley Jr. is now a favorite amongst fans and the media to make the team, especially due to David Ortiz's nagging heel injury.
But I'm in the car yesterday. I hear Castiglione say, Jackie Bradley on deck. Now, when is the last time you didn't get out of the car and go to where you were going when somebody in spring training said, this guy's on deck? The answer is never before.
The young outfielder is humbled by his opportunity.
I'm still trying to fly under the radar, trying to go about my business the right way and, keep working. I don't really pay attention to all the the hype or anything like that. I just try to keep playing baseball, having fun. I mean, I really am truly having fun. You know, I know where I want to be, and I know that I want to be in this game for a long time. So I got to continuously work, and hopefully I make it there soon.
The Phenom states his case even more when he makes the trip to Clearwater to play the Phillies.
It's a high fly ball out to left field. Lance Nix going back at the wall. It's gone. How about that for Jackie Bradley Jr.? He makes his statement today, a chance to start in left field. It's a 3-run home run in his first AB.
Since the start of camp, there's been a competition for the role of left-handed hitting backup first baseman / outfielder. Daniel Nava, Mike Karp, Lyle Overbay, and Ryan Sweeney find themselves in a 4-horse race for a pair of roster spots. Overbay is in the lineup against the Orioles. He can opt out of his contract if he isn't added to the 25-man roster by the next day.
And now Lyle Overbay to be followed by Ryan Sweeney if he can manage to get on. These are a couple of the players the Red Sox are trying to figure out what to do with. On the corner, called strike 3.
Back at JetBlue Park the following day, the call has been made. Lyle Overbay is released, and the race tightens for the final roster spots. With just 2 days left in spring training, the team makes a flurry of moves to finalize the roster. Shortstop Stephen Drew is placed on the 7-day concussion disabled list, meaning Jose Iglesias has made the team. Reliever Daniel Bard is optioned to Double-A Portland, giving a final bullpen spot to righty Clayton Mortensen. And finally, as the clock ticks towards midnight the Thursday before the 2013 season opener, the Red Sox decide not to purchase the minor league contract of Ryan Sweeney. The move gives Daniel Nava and Mike Karp 2 spots on the Red Sox bench. They'll both see time at first base and in the outfield. On the second to last day of March, the Red Sox take the field for their final spring training game of 2013. At the same time, the team's equipment truck is being loaded for a return trip to Fenway. After the game, 25 Red Sox players are set to fly to New York. Among those is rookie Jackie Bradley Jr. The 22-year-old finished the 2012 season at Double-A Portland. He will begin 2013 by making his big league debut at Yankee Stadium.
I think everyone the last few days are anxious to get the season underway, much like the case every year. Opening day is approaching, and this camp has been very productive, as we talked about this morning, and we head into this, even though with 2 existing injury situations, I think with a little bit of momentum, particularly with guys understanding one another, the number of new players that are here. So, yeah, we're looking forward to Monday and beyond.
For Jackie Bradley Jr. and the other 24 Red Sox players on their way north, a long year is about to begin. Over the course of the next 6 months, the roster will change. Injuries will occur. Trades will take place. And promotions will summon players from Portland and Pawtucket. But the goal of those who will wear a Boston uniform in 2013, whether for the first time or the 11th season, is the same: restore the faith of Red Sox Nation.